Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video I want to show you the results of the test that I just did, which is farming simulacrums for a little bit more than 10 hours. And the reason why I did it for this amount of time is because in that time I was able to level up all of my awakened gems. And as you can see here, I have a lot of free gem slots, and this is the reason why I am playing Toxic Rain, is because with this build you can level up around 25 gems. And this is the strategy that I used pretty much since the beginning of the league. I started, I believe, doing it day 2. Obviously I wasn't doing wave 30 back then. I started with wave 15, eventually 18, 20, 25, and now finally I'm doing 30 waves. And the big reason why I was able to still make money even from 15 waves is actually the amount of gems that I can level up. And all of the gear and currency that you can see in my tab and on my character is stuff that I got from Simulacrum. So I have Mage Blood, quite a lot of other stuff, almost 200 exalts, some Chaos Orbs, and I actually just recently dropped Squire from the Simulacrum. So this is actually the best drop that I got so far. But this is not part of the test, I actually got it later. Okay, so before I jump into the test results, I want to show you the example of the Simulacrum, and this is wave 29 and 30. So let's talk a little bit about the build. So I'm not gonna go full into details when it comes to this build, because I want to make a separate video where I'm gonna explain full progression, how to start it with like wave 15, 20 and so on, and eventually to reach the point where I am at, which is wave 30, which, believe me, it took quite a long time. But if you want to do it on a different build and you don't care about leveling gems that much, you can probably do it on like a Detonate Dead, Lightning Strike, or Arakali. These are basically 3 builds that I would recommend. And with these builds, probably on a budget around maybe 50x, you should be able to reach wave 30. But obviously on these builds you're gonna level up probably around just 9 gems, which you can level up in Weapon Swap. But yeah, that's the big reason why I'm doing this as a Toxic Rain. Toxic Rain is not the strongest build for Simulacrum. I actually never believed I'm gonna be able to like ever reach wave 30, but apparently it's good enough. Obviously it's on a high budget. As of right now, I did spend around 500, maybe 600 exalts on my build, but don't worry, you don't have to spend as much. You can definitely do 20 to 25 waves and make actually similar profit doing this amount of waves to what I am doing. And the main reason for that is because leveling gems is actually pretty much the same if you're doing 20 waves, because the last waves, so between 21 and 30, are gonna be much slower than the previous ones. So even though you get a lot of experience from them, you are still not gonna make that much experience, I guess, for the gems, because you're not gonna kill as many monsters, and you're also gonna struggle with some few remaining monsters, so it's gonna take longer time to kill them. So yeah, that was basically the example. Now let me show you the test results. So here are all of the items that I got in the 10 hours of Simulacrum. So these are all of the maps, breach rings, which you can sell to a vendor for grasping males. And I actually did not include these things in the test results, because it can be pretty hard to sell all of the maps. And I also did not include this part, which is higher tier maps, unique maps, cluster jewels, unique items, and some low tier fragments. And here are all of the things that I did include in the test. So all of the scarabs, essences, which I did upgrade up to deafening, fossils. I only kept the most expensive cards. I did remove all of the bad ones, guardian maps, and some other things. I do have some expedition currency, but you don't drop them in simulacrums. They actually came from the incubators that you actually can drop in simulacrums. And here's all of the remaining loot, so stack decks, currency, and some exalts. But again, the big part about this strategy is leveling gems. So here is a screenshot of all of my gems. I actually already sold them, so I can't show them to you, but here are all of the gems I was leveling. And when you are leveling gems, you have to remember to, especially with awakened gems, to level up different ones. Because if you're, for example, gonna choose something like Castwell Channeling and you're gonna level up like 20 of them, it's gonna be pretty hard to sell them. And also prices of them are probably gonna go down before you sell all of them. So you should try to level up different ones. I also was leveling up still the empowers because I am using a special bow which I crafted myself. 6% quality of socketed support gems as an implicit, synthesis implicit, crafted plus 7% quality of socketed gems, and I double corrupted it so it could hit all sockets as whites. So it's easier to just put gems into it, so you don't have to recolor it, because both usually are green sockets and you're gonna need either red or blue for enlightens and empowers. So yeah, quality for empowers and enlightens gives you more experience for leveling them, so this is why I decided to level up 6 empowers in here, and every other slot was awakened gems. Obviously you can also go for enlightens, but enlightens are more expensive. Prices of them keep changing constantly, so you're gonna have to check for yourself, is it better to level up empowers or enlightens? And it's the same with awakened gems. You always have to check the prices before you start leveling them, because prices of them change daily and I can't tell you just which ones are the best to level up. And also, in case you are wondering, was I corrupting them? The answer is no. I actually, at the beginning of the league, I had 50 enlightens and I corrupted all of them, and I only did hit 1 level 4. On that day I lost like 20 to 30 exalts because I decided to corrupt them. So I just don't like gambling. If you want to, you can obviously corrupt them. Some people that I talked to had some nice results, like one person corrupted 10 or something awakened gems and he got like 4 level 6s, so it can be worth it, but it is pretty risky. And also, by the way, one time I leveled up awakened empower and I double corrupted it actually, and it did hit level 5, so that was pretty lucky. Okay, so now let's jump into the spreadsheet. So here's the profit breakdown. So again, it took me 10.5 hours and I needed 19 simulacrums to do it. And I did more simulacrums afterwards, and I only needed 18 when I was leveling more gems, but it also took me more time. So it's obviously a little bit of variety depending on how fast you kill them and so on. So, but it should be between 18 and 20 if you're gonna do 30 waves, and between 10 and I would say like 12 hours. Price of them is around 60C. They are very cheap right now. Because of that, you can actually, and what I actually did on like a day 2 of the league, you can start farming simulacrums even with like wave 15. If you're gonna level up gems, you're gonna make profit, probably even without leveling gems, you're gonna make profit from even 15 waves. It's not gonna be craziest profit, but it's still gonna be pretty nice. So in total, 6.5 exalts, again 10.5 hours. In terms of leveling empowers, the profit margin is 70C from leveling them from level 1 to level 3, and empowers obviously level up faster than awakened gems, so I was able to do 3 series of empowers before I leveled up all of my awakened gems. So I leveled up 18 of them. And in terms of awakened gems, most of them have the same amount of experience required. I believe only awakened elemental damage with attacks does not require as much experience as the other ones, but generally it's gonna take around the same time for all of them. And profit margin is around 2 exalts. Obviously it's not gonna be the same, and I'm gonna link the spreadsheet in the description of the video so you can change it here. What would be the profit if it was like 1x, 1.5x. Again, prices of gems change all the time, so usually it's between 1 and 2.5 exalts, and in this case the gems that I was leveling, the profit from them was around 2 exalts, so that's what I did, and I leveled up 19 of them. So in terms of loot, 8.6k chaos from all of the items that I dropped, leveling awakened gems and empowers. Total is almost 8,000 chaos. So as you can see, it's pretty much double the amount of money you're gonna make when you include all of the gems. So again, here is around 8,000, and gems together are also around 8,000. So together 16k. So I did make 91 exalts, which is almost 9x per hour. And I do believe I actually made around 10x per hour, because again, I did not include all of these things, and you definitely can make some money from selling all of the maps and cluster jewels. I believe in terms of cluster jewels, there are two that are pretty good. The small one with 3 passives and mana reservation, item level 84, is worth around 3 exalts. Large cluster jewel, there's one with minion damage, also item level 84. If it's 12 passives, it's also, I believe, worth around 3 exalts. Some split personalities, I believe, are worth around 1, maybe 2x, but not that many of them are worth too much. In terms of voices, I only dropped 1, and it was 7 passive. But this league, finally, after like 2 years of farming hundreds of Simulacrum, pretty much every single league, I never dropped a single voices that was 3 or 1 passive. And after doing this test, I did a few more Simulacrums, and I actually did finally drop 3 passive voices. But unfortunately, right now it's only 16 exalts, so it's not that big of a profit, because back in the days it was like 70 exalts. So it's still pretty good, but obviously nothing too crazy. So yeah, if you would include like everything, it's probably around 10 exalts, but again, prices of gems are always changing. If you are gonna do this strategy, I would suggest starting with just normal gems. Check PoE Ninja, which gems are the best to level up as a level 21, because you probably would want to corrupt the normal gems. Eventually you can move on to awakened gems or enlightens, and eventually the just empowers or enlightens, and eventually move on to awakened gems. I actually would love to level up awakened, empowers, and enlightens, but they are very rare. If you look at the trade, you can most of the time see like 1 or 2 of them on the trade, so you can't really just buy 25 of them and level them up. But yeah, I am gonna make a separate video about the build, so make sure to check that out if you want to follow my build that I was doing the strategy with. But again, you probably can make similar amount of money if you are gonna do it on a different build that can level up around 10 gems. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.